Ndị be anyị ekeneni m unu n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị sị na ya dịrị ndị Igbo na mma. Dịka o si dị, ihe a bụ Igbo midia ka anyị si wee na-ewetara unu ya bụ nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa gbasata maka ana Igbo and Igbo community and ihe debe na Nigeria. Ya bụ ife ka anyị na-ewetara unu na Igbo midia. Dịka isi wee na-esole anyị, ọ bụ na nke a bụ ụbọchị izizi gị ị na-abịa n'ilu akwụkwọ na Igbo midia, kabaru ka subscribe and turn on your notification ka ị lapụ miss any of our update dịka anyị na-etikwu ya n'ilu akwụkwọ kwa mgbe. Dịka o si dị, o nwere ya wetara n'ụbọchị nke taa gbasata maka ka ya bụ ife si ada and gbasata maka ka ya bụ ife si akpọtụ n'ala Igbo. Biko mma achọ ka ige ya bụ ife. Ihe a bụ ihe BIAFRA Chief of Staff bụ Ngozi Orabueze kwuru n'ilu akwụkwọ gbasata maka ka o si ada na Finland and gbasata maka Biafran Prime Minister Maazị Simon Ekpa. So igecha ya bụ ife idropụra ife iche n'ilu akwụkwọ gbasata maka ihe bụ ife ndị a niile okwu. All right, over to you.
But I cannot help anybody. I cannot. It is the same way that I got information that I relay that to Biafra. So that is that on the update on our Prime Minister. Each time we have maybe fundraising, I use that opportunity to also update Biafrans if there's something new that we got from Finland. But as it stands, the last update that I have for Biafrans is what it is, and we are updating the Biafrans on that. Again, if there is any new thing that is going to happen, that will be updated. The second one is whether his Prime Minister that approved the appointment of Dr. Agi. I have to let you know that the appointment of all the cabinet, all the secretaries of the United States of Biafra is approved by our Prime Minister. That is where it stands right now. Again, in the misinformation, to blame the defense and blame the information department, I don't agree with that, because the defense has been very, very busy trying to create what the departments we did on ground. They work day and night. Again, the killing of Biafrans is not something that started today. Nigeria state has been killing our Biafran. They've been killing our people. It happened, the killing in Ihamufu that they did. I can just go on the Aba massacre, the different massacre, the Hate Bridge massacre, the Bo massacre, the one that happened in Nnamdi Kanu's, our leader Nnamdi Kanu's house. This massacre, it is planned, executed by the Nigerian state. So, and it has been ongoing. It's not the first time. So our Defense Department cannot just come out and jump out and just start talking when they don't have the facts. We are a government. They are doing all the investigations needed to be able to ensure that the information we pass out there is the fact. Not on hearsay, not when somebody wants to somebody wants to hear, oh, who killed this one, who killed that one. But all I have said is that there are Biafrans. Anything that happened is for our own Biafran. There are Biafrans internally involved in those in that thing. Sometimes they are being paid by the Nigerian government to facilitate what they are doing. So those are the information. The information department, you have to know, they've been doing a lot of great works. They've been doing a lot of great works in the area of organizing Twitter spaces, bringing the different ministers to talk to Biafrans, bringing myself. I know how many times they've brought me, and also ensuring that we follow up with information that Biafran needs to know. On my own part, on my Twitter space, those that follow my Twitter space, some of the things we do, I also post it there. So it is not a task that only one or two or three people, because they're in the information department. We expect them to perform miracles. People, we need more Biafrans to come in. It's not easy. Sometimes some people think it's easy to work. Some of us, we have a full-time job. Sometimes you go to your office in an 8 or 9 hour shift. You only put in about 2 hours to your job. The other 7, 8 hours, you're doing it for Biafra, voluntarily. Nobody's paying you for that. Some people that have been able to sustain this is because of how strong they are. If not, if I was working for somebody, they would have fired me at my job because I can only put in so much hours for that individual for a company that hires me, which most of you know. So it is the responsibility of every Biafran. If you know the one you have to bring, as long as it's the truth, go to the media and post it. If there's information you know, as long as it's a fact, you can also go and post it. So I'm not going to blame anybody because one, nobody is paid to do this. Secondly, these are people that volunteer their time to step in and just help us navigate this ship. Anybody, any other person can also do that. So that's all I have to say on that. The next person, please. Thank you.
I want to say something, if possible.
Go ahead, 1 minute,
Excuse me.
Pastor Jonathan. Hold on, please. Pastor Jonathan, go ahead, 1 minute.
Okay. Thank you so much, my dear. I want to just respond a little bit to the questions that these people just asked. Regarding the Obatobie, our Prime Minister, you see, our DPM is very transparent person, and she is the one that God has ordained to lead USB at this time. And I want you to understand that her administration is not a zoo kind of administration, saying things to please Nigerians. She says the truth, not to please anybody, not to make you happy. She will tell you this is black or this is white. And whatever she says, take it that way. If you want the one that you think that will make you happy, then take that one. But this is the truth. The Biafra government is not going to deceive anybody. See, so that is number one. Number two, regarding Dr. Age. See, somebody, when DPF was talking, somebody said that it's not true. Now listen, Dr. Age, I'm very sorry to be personal. She is one of the people in this cabinet that I have discovered that is very humble. Even when you think that Obatobie expelled her from the cabinet, she was still making her payment to the government. But most of us, some of the people that are out there, because they are not in the cabinet, are they making their payment? Biafra need money now for what we are doing. So even if you're in the government or you're not in the government, make your payment. That shows your loyalty to the government. That shows that you are interested in Biafra, not just the position, but in actualizing Biafra. That is one thing you have to know about Dr. Age. And at a point, I was there when she was asked to produce receipts of her payments. And she brought receipts of months she was asked to bring with all humility. That's just what I want to let the people that are asking about Dr. Age to know. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Jonathan. And again, like we said, we need more people to come into this struggle, into this restoration process, into this new nation, and also be able to contribute their own time voluntarily into the government to help us move forward. It's not one person's job. Or two people's job. So let's go ahead with the hands off.
Please,
Let's take it.
one last question about what is happening in Anambra State, Soludo.
Go
You
ahead.
know, we are a nation, and Soludo went on enacting or creating nonsense laws that are really, really, really affecting our people. It's a crime to bulldoze houses use one person fault that you have not proven in the court to bulldoze houses, and knowing that we have no social house in Nigeria and everything we own were by individual efforts. And this Soludo has gone ahead destroying people's lives, not undermining the children in the developed world. Is a crime to expel any person with children or family from a house. And a so-called professor is bulldozing people's house, and yet it's not part of Nigeria where he is representing. What is our government going to do? Because he is warming up for another election. People are still talking about this election, but what is our government going to do? Both on the law that he is using to impoverish more our people, putting them in a pain, and the ones that he is using his criminal gang to prepare ground for his election. Thank you.
Thank you again. We've already, like I said, we are a new nation and we will continue to do things within our capacity to let the world know the evil that Nigeria and the delegitimized governors representing Nigeria, what they are doing in our land. And like the Prime Minister has said, we will also continue to put our forces together to self-defend our people from these invaders. For now, that is all we have to continue to work on. Next person, please.
Your Excellency, Dr. Agi stepped out because she got an emergency. So I don't know if Ugo 247 is there to take over.
Okay. Let's go ahead. Prince, would you unmute yourself? I mean, I can always, let's make it 1 minute so we round up, or any other person can take over. Prince, would you unmute yourself? 1 minute, please. Your question.
Yeah, Honorable DPM, I greet you and I greet every members of the cabinet. You know, I don't have any question. What I want to say to Biafrans is, you see the questions they are throwing to this government that is just about 2 months old. If we've been throwing it to every governor in Anambra State or every governor in our states, we wouldn't have been having a bad situations, you know. This whole thing that they are doing is uncalled for. We're just about 2 months old, and the government are doing everything in their capacity to see that Biafra restoration becomes a reality. And you have people like the one saying he caught PM yesterday, which is all lies, and we all know it's all lies. This is just a kind of propaganda, mess propaganda. And people come up here to ask some silly questions, which is undue for. But why we Biafrans, we're not thinking of what we are going to do to make this Biafra a reality. We're only hoping on DPM, Dr. Ngozi Orabezi. We're all hoping on the cabinet. We're all hoping on the Prime Minister, who is incarcerated at this moment. We're all hoping on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is nowhere to be found at this moment. They are all facing a very harsh problem. And we Biafrans will come up, will be asking silly questions. Biafra is not for only Dr. Ngozi Orabezi. It's not only for our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. It's not only for our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are all Biafrans. And everybody, most people that are asking these questions, they've not donated 1 dime to Biafra. And they'll be asking you about security, asking you about this, asking you about that. If we'll be asking the zoo government all this while that they've been doing elections, Soludo is preparing for next election, you will see an Amberians that will still go out to vote for him just because of what? He gave them spaghetti. I don't understand why we are so difficult. Why are we not supporting our government, which we know is the real government? If Dr. Ngozi Orabezi did not declare Biafra on the 29th of November to 2024, what would have been of us today? Nobody's asking that question. They always come to ask some silly questions, Butuzo, ask of some silly and irrelevant questions. is uncalled for.
Yeah,
We should all be putting our heads together to see how this government and how Biafra is going to be actualized. That is what I want to say, my DPM.
Yeah, thank
I love
you.
you. And your
my brother. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Please give me a second. Let me clarify this Dr. Age issue.
Please, make it 1 minute, please. Hello.
30 seconds, I will do that.
Okay, go ahead.
I remember the Prime Minister, on welcoming Dr. Age, asked her to indicate in any area she would like to work, and that job will be given to her. It was the Prime Minister that welcomed her and asked her to indicate in which position, whichever area she would like to work, because she was consistent, she was resolute. Thank you very much. So those asking that question, take notes. The Prime Minister actually welcomed her back. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And again, please, dear friends, again, Dr. Agi brings a lot of wealth of experience in this government, and sometimes it may not be the way we want it, and everybody cannot act the same way. But again, at the end of the day, you have to look. What is the reason? What's the underlying motion that the person is doing what they are doing? Are they doing it for it? Are they doing it for us to fully restore our country? That's the question you have to ask. Not individuals that maybe somebody didn't like the way somebody talked to somebody, or somebody talked to somebody in a different way. Let's look at the bigger picture. What is that individual trying to do? Is that individual trying to steer us towards the government realization? If the answer is yes, I think that should overshadow the other aspect where the person, I didn't like the way she talks and all that. And again, this job is voluntary. Anybody can step into that department and continue to contribute their time, the energy, and the money that those individuals or that particular individual is contributing. Please, again, I'm not trying to say that we should not talk to people in a good way, but I also want us to know that we need to look at the bigger picture of what that individual is trying to do. Even some people that come out and say, I've heard comments like the defense minister is a sabo. He says, sabo, what is sabo? How do you define sabo? If the work of that defense minister, if I give it to you, that is calling defense minister sabo, can you do that job? If yes, step up and take up that position. Not criticizing. I think that would be the right thing and the right way for us to look at this. Just like what I'm doing. What I'm doing, I'm not doing it because I have all the time and all the money. It's taken away from my own time, from my family, for my job, and so many things. But I'm doing it because that torchlight has been passed to me. And sometimes I want to ask myself, why? Why me? Why does it have to be? Why does it? I mean, I would be very, very comfortable if the Prime Minister, I was comfortable when he was available because I can just do so much I can do on the background. But now, being in his shoes shows the kind of headache, how much stress, how much things he has to deal with every day without nobody paying him for that. So let us always remember that everything we are doing, just like our men on ground, what they are doing, they are volunteering. So all of us suffer the same risk. Our prime minister is not on ground, but now he's incarcerated. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu was not on ground, but he's now being incarcerated in DSS custody in jail for 5 years. Isn't that suffering? So when somebody come out to tell you that without him or her, that nothing is going to go forward, that is just some crap for individuals that do not even understand what leadership is all about. Please, Mazi Ekweme, go ahead, please. Would you put down your hand? Go ahead with your question. Let's make it 1 minute, please.
Thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, COS. Yeah, it's not a question actually. It's just a response to your message. I was wondering if I could get a contact for Mazi Uche or Honorable Ada. How can I reach them, please?
Okay, Mazi Uche, are you still here? Somebody want to get in touch with the Foreign Affairs Department? Do you have my
Yes,
okay, Richard, go ahead.
yes, I'm here. You can simply visit our website on dsusdgov.org, and then you can reach out.
There's no contact on the website. Probably
There is a contact. There's a just you reach us through the email. That's why we have the email address. They will get back to you.
Richard, what's the website? Is that what you told him?
Yes, DS. You can go to the government Twitter handle. You can also obtain the website from there. So it's
what about
DS.
the handle?
The handle is not yet active at the moment. Very soon, that's a work in progress at the moment.
Okay. What's the other contact details? You said DS.
dsusdgov.org.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Stella, go ahead, please. Did you get the information, Egre?
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Stella, go ahead, please.
Huh?
Go ahead, Ibia.
Okay. Good evening, great Biafrans. Good evening, my honorable members. Ekele m gị n'ụzọ pụrụ iche agụ nwanyị, our corrosive DPM. Kwadokwa DPM ka a na-akpọ ihe a. Yes, DPM. Ekelele m unu biko. Enwechaghị m ajụjụ, kama ihe m chọrọ ikwu banyere all these platforms. Onye ọbụla nwere platform. Those platforms where gossip unu. Ihe m na-etinye awụ opinion bụ mpunye. Ọ bụrụ na o nwere ike ime as all these individuals na-enwe groups ebe a ka a nọ na-akpọ asị, ebe a ka a na-eme ihe dị iche iche, kwu ihe dị iche iche, agbatakwu maka m nwa na-ekwu na ama m ndị ọ ga-awe nwere ihe a ga-ekwuo na ihe a m were nọmba onye ahụ kpọọ ya. O nwere nke mere yesterday, onye ahụ akọgide kpochie ọnụ, ọ na-ekwu maka Ada dị ọra mma. Ma kpọọ ya jụọ ya si ihe ị na-ekwu na idere o nwere ihe maka anyụrụ ihe a. Ya sị m na ya hụ broadcast Ada dị ọra mma. M si okele ebe okwu bidoro. Mgbe m bịara akpọcha anaghị oke mma, gwa ya si ya na ọ ga-akara gị mma na ị gara delete all those things idere, which he did. I think today onye ahụ pụtakwara kwuwekwu okwu kwutesi ya si na ọwụ woman kpọrọ ya kọwachaa ihe niile a before ya realize na ya dị sorry maka a gwara mmasị e nwere ihe mmadụ ga-ahụ misinformation. Ịnụ na ịbịa mgburu mmadụ ajọsịla egburu m kwaba na egburu m mmadụ jụgodo onye ọzọ ma ọ nweghị ekpochita m jụọ ya sị aka m mere igburu mmadụ bụ eziokwu, maka ihe ndị ahụ bụ ihe na-emebi ihe. Ọ bụrụ these platforms a na-asịrị ịnọ n'ime onye ọbụla nọ n'ime ga-aghọta ihe m na-ekwu. So yes, so ihe m sị ka tinye ọnụ na ya ka a mụrụ ihe a ga-eme. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. There are just we have official platforms, both in Telegram and WhatsApp. Each state has 2 official platforms. One Telegram general and executive, and then one WhatsApp general and executive. Those are the only official platforms approved by the government. And then some of the counties have their own private platforms, but the condition the PM gave is every county platform, the state governor or the secretary has to be part of that platform. So again, any Biafran that belongs in any platform that is unofficial, that is a social, that is left for them. I just encourage Biafrans to make sure you ask questions and you make sure you are in the official platform of the government. That is the only place you can be getting the right information. If you belong to a site that is not approved by the government, then all the information you get there, we cannot help you. So it is your duty to ask questions. It is your duty to ensure that the platform where you are is the official platform. You can ask me, take the screenshot of the platform, send that to me, and I can direct you. You can also reach out to any of the secretaries or any of the deputy secretaries or the cabinet member, and they can give you the right information. But as far as the sites are concerned, we need the sites because we need to pass information to Biafrans. Thank you so much, Mr. Ibiam. iPhone, go ahead.
Thank you.
iPhone, go ahead. Mr. Emmanuel, go ahead. Justina Anoye, go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Good evening.
Hello. Okay.
Prince Emmanuel, go ahead. Hold on, Justina. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is on. I want to thank all the cabinet members. I say may Kabiyama continue to bless each and every one of us. I just have this one question. Every other question that I supposed to ask have been asked, and a very nice answer have been given to them. My question is concerning some states in Biafra land, mostly the state that is in currently zoological.
Nwadalụ nne from Igbo Media bụ ebe anyị si were wetara ya bụ ozi dị oke mkpa gbasara maka ihe na-eme na Nigeria and ihe na-eme n'ebe dị iche iche na Eastern region and unu na oke osi ada na Finland and Biafran Prime Minister ka esi jide ya the update and ya bụ Biafran declaration nke eme na Finland so ihe niile aka ya anyị na-ewetara n'iru akwụkwọ ka ife were ikwu gbasara maka ya bụ ihe Chief of Staff kwugasị n'iru akwụkwọ ya na ebe ọtọgasị aka and the new development on Biafra of United States of Biafra so ya bụ ife ka anyị si ka anyị tinyere unu kunu gwa ifu nche n'ụdị nkunu gbasara maka ya bụ ife ngwa daalụ dị nke mesịa na ụmụnne m